Welcome back, everyone. Welcome back to the grand finals. Grand finales here of the Copa Giants Cup number 28. Your bi-weekly dose of Brazilian StarCraft. Here we go. We are back, and again, it's going to be a bit of a shorter broadcast. The semifinals were honestly quite fast, really fast semifinals, and we'll see if that trend continues coming into the grand finals as well. We're here to find out. Let's go, as we have our TVP MasTeR versus INexorable. MasTeR just took down Eric, INexorable just took down Victor, and now we have our two Terran and Protoss players facing off in the finals. INexorable, I would say, is the best Terran player in all of Brazil. MasTeR, the best Protoss. We often do see these two go back and forth, and we'll see if that trend continues here in the finals. Let's go. Let us go. Spawning in the top left-hand corner of Winter Madness, we have the Brazilian Terran player. We have the blue Terran representing Insane Master Killers. It is INexorable. And spawning in the bottom right-hand corner, we have the Brazilian Protoss player. We have the red Protoss representing Team Hellfire. It is MasTeR. Here we go. So we're jumping into our fresh TVP, and getting into this here again, INexorable, when it comes to his play against MasTeR, when it comes to what he's been excelling at, we have seen him be very successful when it comes to early game aggression, referring to 2-base play, 3-base play. That is where typically INexorable does thrive. At the same time, MasTeR, he has been thriving when it comes to the mid game to mid to late game. If he can slow the game down, build up his base count, that is where MasTeR is going to be at his best. But we'll see how our players do adjust. Again, I haven't really been able to cast much Brazilian StarCraft since last year, so I'm curious to see how our players have adjusted over these months, if their styles have changed, and if how the meta has impacted them. Oh boy, here we go. And so now we do have the attempted eBay block, but MasTeR is in position. Yeah, he is in position here, and so far the SV is going to be deterred. We have the probe scout across the map. MasTeR, he does have those resources, and so far is being delayed. SV taking a little hits. Oh no! One more! Yeah, one more hits. The SV has to get the hell out of here. There's an Nexus, is thrown down. So not a big delay here on MasTeR. Not too big. It'll throw his own base down. Likewise, so is INexorable, going for his own economic opener as well. So both players are expanding. Both players are building up. We'll keep an eye on any kind of crazy tech here. From here, MasTeR has options to go for a Twilight Council, Stargate, and Robo, and even then there are many different variations, going 2-gate blink, 3-gate blink, 4-gate blink, Stalker, earlier or later expansions. MasTeR does have options. He's got options back. Likewise, so does INexorable. From here, we can follow up here with Reactor to Reaper Hellion. We can go into Widowmine drops instead. No Reapers on the way, going into Reactor Marine. Getting into his bio. And we have our tech of choice, going to be going for a Twilight Council. So Twilight Council opener here out of MasTeR, opening up Blink. Once again, as we mentioned, we're looking to see how many gateways get thrown down. A higher gateway count is going to be more aggressive, of course. Lower gateway count is going to be greedier. So we'll see if he does cut any corners. On a larger map like Winter Madness, I do like the idea of just opening up 2-gate Blink. Does make a lot of sense. That's going to be an extra gateway, so it's going to be so far at least 3-gate blink Stalker. Building up to 3 gates. MasTeR does poke in. MasTeR does poke. With this, he should be safe to any kind of early game aggression. Going for the Robo as well, just to be safe. Detection is going to be available if need be, if there was a Banshee follow-up. And MasTeR can soon expand. Meanwhile, INexorable, he is going for his Mind Drop. Rough supply block. Reactive Marine into Widowmine drop, into Bio follow-up. And we'll see if MasTeR can defend. So far, at least, MasTeR did not get into the main, so he's not fully aware as to what's going on. He's in the dark. As INexorable does boost in, distracting with the Marines. Stalkers are in position, and MasTeR, does he react in time? He does. Whew, does pull away. There's no blink. Oh my god, MasTeR connection. Catching out 2 probes and a Stalker. Very nice. Again, MasTeR panicking a little bit in the defense, and again, blink is done in only 5 seconds. 4 probes go down. 2 more than should have. So 4 probe kills and a Stalker. Medevac does not quite make it out, so Medevac is hunted down. So it's a bit of a give and take, a bit of a trade. But INexorable does find more damage than he should have. So better trade for the Terran. Behind this, getting to stim. +1. Eventually combat shields. From here, we're just calming down, building up in 2 bases, and MasTeR has to catch up with his own 3rd. Aiming his 3rd base. Calming things down. Oh, we have our splash damage of choice. Building up into the bay, into Colossus. So Colossus production on the horizon, going into a much later storm, if at all. And likewise, a gateway explosion. Saturating the 3rd base. Because of the bay that's on the way, MasTeR most likely is going to be building up to, what, 2, 3 Colossus and claiming a 4th. He's playing very mid-game oriented, which is what we assumed would happen. Again, that's typically how, or where MasTeR thrives. The big question for INexorable, does he throw down extra Raxes? Does he throw down a 4th and 5th Rax? Otherwise, we should be seeing a 3rd CC soon. MasTeR does threaten to dive. He at least does scout the entire army. Does spot all the add-ons, all the upgrades. MasTeR is aware. Oh, Observer gets spotted. Observer is called out. And eyes on MasTeR. As he, sorry, eyes on INexorable as he moves out. Looks like he's getting his 3rd CC on location. He's expanding. And MasTeR does spot the move out. Back at home defensively, he does have 1 Colossus in position. So it's Colossus. He has a couple of force fields. But he doesn't really slow down this army. INexorable gets across the map. Gets spotted. At the same time, dropping into the main. And a Terran player, he can break through. He has potential. Oh! Trying to rotate. Chipping with the army. 2nd Colossus has arrived. As the army is distracted, drop goes into the main. It drops those. Oh my god, the force fields! Yeah, nice force fields catching at the Marauders. That's what 3 Marauders going down. Very nice force fields. But the drop in the main base does get into the middle line. Probes are going down. Nice damage here in the main. 5 probes. Catching out 5 workers. But MasTeR is still holding on. Still maintaining those Colossus. We have a 3rd Colossus on the way as well. He's holding. Base out the tank shot. First tank is going to go down. It takes out the tank. Colossus, they move in. Remember, there's 3 Colossus. Only 2 Vikings. Down to 1. Ooh, barely 1. And MasTeR is weathering the storm. He's holding on. He's surviving. Forces back the army. Defends his 3rd base. Expanding towards his opponents. Oh, okay. 4th base already halfway done. And MasTeR, he's soon taking map control away from INexorable. INexorable, who was very committed there, and that was meant to kill. That was meant to break the 3rd at least, or at least trade a little bit better. Catching out of Colossus was unable to. MasTeR's catching back up. At least INexorable does retain this army. True. Does retain the army. Then come back for a later push. You know, MasTeR, instead of going into Storm, we're going into more Disruptors, which means we should soon be seeing a second Robo and double Disruptor production. Speaking of, there's a second, but also a third. Okay, going into triple Disruptor production. That's going to be a lot of Novas, a lot of Disruptors. No Storm. So that means that MasTeR's army is not going to be as vulnerable to EMPs. Not as much. As INexorable does push forward. His Viking count is looking solid so far. 11 Vikings. Does get the first Colossus. Takes down one. There's no batteries here on the low ground. So far, better trades for the Terran. As the Nova does clip the army. Yeah, nice connection with the Nova. Colossus is going to be going down. MasTeR losing everything. Will lose all the Colossi. And INexorable, he trades well. Trades well here. Takes down 3 Colossus. Oh, did you? Okay, whew, hopping up again. That was almost brutal. That was almost devastating. Cuidado, papi, cuidado. Calm down. As MasTeR does give chase, the Nova goes off, just running away. What's a little bit scary to me here is that the Disruptor count is building up. We're building on more Disruptors, they're surviving and being maintained over time. Getting into 4 Disruptors. MasTeR switching into Immortal production, a much more robust army. Immortals are ideal against a more Marauder heavy composition, that's what we're seeing here. A lot of Marauders. INexorable does rotate. Oh! Getting a better angle. Going for the 5th. Can they bring it down? Can they bring down that 5th base? So far the Novas have been lackluster. The Nova goes off. Ooh, much better connection. And MasTeR holds. Yeah, MasTeR, he does hold on here. He cleans everything up. We have those 4 Immortals just going to town on the army. On the Vikings and on the Marauders at the same time. INexorable, he does drop on the right hand side. There are Stalkers to buy some time. Yeah, losing 2, 3, 4 Stalkers. Some heavy losses here for MasTeR. But he will hold. It does hold on, but still lose every single Stalker. Yeah, some brutal losses. This does buy time at least. It's buy time, dragging the army into the main. MasTeR, he does push out. Doesn't get too distracted. Spots the army. Oh! That's a lot of medevacs. Does spot the army. Forcing the unload. Catching an Immortal, not bad. Does catch the Immortal, the sword dropper across the map, and MasTeR, he does spot this. The Soul Zealots in the main. At least you can see this one drop is tying up a lot of supply here, both in the main base and the 4th. That's a kill, not a cancel. Kill the Nexus. Nice moves out of INexorable. But he's rallying in. Throwing away a couple of units. Did I say a couple? We're throwing away everything. Yeah, Liberators, they just run into the army, losing 1, losing 2, losing 3 to the sentries of all things. Losing all 4 Liberators. That's huge. Yeah, massive loss for INexorable. MasTeR is maxed out. Disruptors, they overextend. Goes away 2. So both players throwing away some units here. We're getting chaotic, getting crazy. Getting a little bit too chaotic here. As MasTeR still has a greater army though. Like, he's still ahead in army supply. Well, the drop is being annoying. But MasTeR, he's not. He's breaking the main force, pushing into the bases. Pushing towards the mineral lines. Liberators, they do finally siege up. They finally do siege. Trying to push forward. Again, anti-air is a little bit more limited here for MasTeR. He does have blink. Drop is finally dealt with. There's only one Marine left. Oh, and MasTeR does rotate. And he rotates over. Dives on the Liberator. Gets one. Nova goes off. Grazing the army. Oof. Yeah, much better towards the end. And INexorable, he just cannot keep up. Too many losses. Cannot sustain this. GG gets called, and MasTeR, he will overwhelm. He will take game number 1. GG. Whew. GG, well played, MasTeR. He will take a lead in the series. Meanwhile, a big shout out to Mr. Dingleberry in the chat. God, thank you so much. Thank you so much for subscribing for 2 months. Do appreciate it. Do appreciate the support. Thank you so much. Hope you enjoyed the content. Hope you enjoyed the StarCraft. Meanwhile, when it comes to this game, we had a bit of a back and forth between both INexorable and MasTeR. They both had their strong moments. But in the end, we did see INexorable kind of fumble the ball there, maybe panicking a little bit too much, misrallying into the army, throwing away Marines, throwing away Marauders, more importantly, throwing away 4 Liberators. Imagine this game with 4 extra Liberators. If they're able to keep up with the rotations, I do not see the Protoss army pushing in. I don't see the Protoss army breaking any of these bases. With 4 extra freedom zones, I mean, no shot he can actually break through. He had very limited anti-air. He could barely deal with the Liberators that were there, the 2 Liberators that were there. So that could have made for a very different kind of game state, with INexorable slowing the game down and being able to max out himself. Again, that was 4 Liberators. But GG, well played with that. MasTeR does claim a lead in the series, and INexorable, we got to tighten up. We got to tighten up our play here. We cannot afford those kind of mistakes. To throw away that much army, to throw away that many units, and for everything to end then and there. But here we go. Here we go. Spawning in the top right-hand corner of Tourmaline, we have the Brazilian Terran player. We have the blue Terran representing insane MasTeR killers. It is INexorable. And spawning in the bottom left-hand corner, we have the Brazilian Protoss player. We have the red Protoss representing Team Hellfire. It is MasTeR. Here we go. Here we go as we load into a much smaller map, a much smaller map. The map pool here. Shorter rush distance by ground, more open third bases, more open fourth bases, just more open in general, and aggression is more favorite here on Tourmaline. So we do expect to see more aggressive builds as a result of that. So we do expect to see maybe MasTeR going for extra gateways and going for a heavier Blink Stalker build, or even going into charge. Charge is also a viable option on Tourmaline. So there are more aggressive options for the Protoss. Likewise with the Terran as well. We could see INexorable go for a 2-base all-in. We could see a double gas opener. For now, just like Rax expand, economic start. The opener is more standard here, but we'll see what the follow-up is going to lead into. So now we're opening up. It's going to be Marine first. So INexorable, he's going to be cutting corners early on. Already just an economic start, and also skipping the Reaper. Does skip the Reaper. No SCV Scud either. So INexorable, he's playing blind. You want MasTeR building up. I mean, there's less of a chance that there's anything too crazy this early on. But it does mean that INexorable, he won't be able to see whether it's going to be a Twilight Council or Stargates. He won't necessarily see the opener. He won't see the tech. Typically, these builds do open up with 1 Hellion. The reasoning for that is to get some scouting information, so the Hellion can just sacrifice itself going into the main. Just rushing in. But we'll keep an eye on our Terran. So we have our tech of choice. Twilight Council open out of MasTeR. Again, we're expecting a higher gateway count this time, but we'll see. I mean, I say that. Last game we did see 3 gate blink, so that's kind of more of what we're expecting here. More of the same. As the mine shot goes off, we have extra gateways being thrown down. MasTeR building up to 3 gate blink. Yeah, just 3 gate blink into the robo. Same build as last game, building up and getting into just a safer start. INexorable likewise is going for his own 3-1-1. Oh, this time going for a more committed mine drop. If you recall, last game was only 2 of the mines, this time 3. So a little bit more committed. The reason why this can work and this can catch a player off guard is because as the defending player, you don't know how many wood mines are in the medevac. You can reveal 2, hold on to 1, and show it a little bit later to catch your opponent off guard as they pan away from the screen, as they pan away from the mineral line, and then damage can be done. So you can be a little bit cheeky here with extra mines. At the same time, INexorable, he does move out with his marines, and ooh, he might be able to distract here at the 3rd. That's the goal. Mine drop does miss in. Oh no! Medevac goes down. Only 2 wood mines to unload. Yeah. At the same time, Marines, they do hit the 3rd base, but I feel like the Marines should have been hitting first. They hit later. Yeah, they hit much later. Clean the defense here by MasTeR, losing 2 probes. Sorry, losing 1? 1 probe goes down. For 3 widow mines and a medevac. Yeah, rough start for INexorable. He has to get the hell out of here. But ideally, the Marines hit first. They distract MasTeR. They drag over the Stalkers, and then the drop comes in. But instead, the drop led the charge. So it feels like a little bit mismanaged there from INexorable. And now he's in a rough position. Now he's stuck at home. Stalkers, it's their job to contain. And MasTeR gets away with this 3rd. So far, so good. MasTeR with the better start. Likewise, INexorable, he attempts to break out. Got spotted, of course. Oh, nice flank. Nice target firing. Takes down the weakened Stalker. Stim is still not even halfway done. MasTeR back at home, building up, working towards Colossus once again. So blink into Colossus into charge. Similar to last game. It's a bold push here from INexorable. Remember, he has no stim. Yeah, he has no stim. Marines are going down. Tanks are exposed. And INexorable, he may lose everything here. Oh, no. Oh, God. Yeah, INexorable, he should not be here. He does trade a little bit. He does pick up some Stalkers. But he's going to lose every single tank. Oh, no. 2 tanks go down, the entire bio army. I mean, 5 pros went down to auto turrets, so there was some economic damage, but that was not worth losing everything. Without those tanks, that means the 3rd base is going to be more exposed. It's going to be more vulnerable. It means that when MasTeR pushes out, the defense is going to be so much more weaker. Yeah, INexorable maybe just misjudging the strength of his army and misjudging what he could accomplish. If he had stim, sure. But remember, he pushed and he hit and he attacked in the game, and the fight ended pre-stim. Like, stim was not a factor there. Ay. As MasTeR is just chilling. Once again, though, MasTeR shouldn't push out until he builds up his army, so he has to warp in, he has to build up his Colossus. He already has 1, soon to be 2. Getting up to 3 into Disruptors. Things are looking that much more bleak here for INexorable. He does claim his third base. We should be seeing a fourth student from MasTeR. There it is. Going for the center expansion. Expanding towards the Terran. Scan reveals more Colossi. And we'll see if INexorable can keep up. So building of his Vikings. Spots the observer. Nicely done. This is an interesting move here. This is something you don't really see too often nowadays because of the nerf to the Widow Mines, but we're going for a mid-game mine drop. Has potential. Oh, as he moves out, the army's moving in. Okay, we gotta be... Okay, thankfully MasTeR does back off. Just securing his own center base. Raven is deflected. Nothing in position here at the natural. Widow Mines are moving in. Okay, that's 4 Widow Mines. Good reaction. MasTeR does pull away. Up. So far getting 3 probes. 3 probes with 3 mines. 1 more Widow Mine into the main base. And MasTeR, does he notice? Up. He pulls away. Pulls away a little bit late. Mine shield goes off, catching out 3 extra probes. Not bad. 6 probe kills for 3 Widow Mines and a medevac. It's an okay trade. Ideally, the medevac survives. INexorable does move out with his army, but he gets spotted. Snipe the pylon does force a rotation. Zelte spots the rotation back towards the center. Nice vision here from MasTeR. So far as keeping up with the army. As MasTeR does move up with the Zealot run by. INexorable pushing in. I mean, his Viking count is looking solid. He's got, what, 13 Vikings. But remember, they're disruptors. They're Novas. Zealots are dealt with. MasTeR is moving out. Oh, does find a medevac. Gets 1. Almost 2. Gatsito. As both armies max out. MasTeR claiming his 5th. INexorable getting his own 4th base. And when it comes to the main armies here, the Viking count is looking solid, but we are still lacking when it comes to the complexity of this army. This is where we need Liberators and Ghosts. Sure, there are no high template at EMP, but everything else can be. And the EMPs will be huge here against this massive amount of Zealot army. Likewise, there's no mines here to punish those charge lots. Any major connections so far. MasTeR has to babysit those Colossus. Gotta babysit. He moves in, Novas they go up. Ooh, brutal connection, catching out Marines. Yeah, Marines, Marauders going down. Connections are brutal. Vikings, they up to land actually. That means Colossus can move in. Yeah, now we can A move. Now we can F2 here. Novas, they don't quite connect. Where the Colossus, as we will lose every single Viking. Here come the Colossus, they've been activated. And INexorable to throw away all those Vikings was brutal. Like, again, he should know internally that he did not kill the Colossus. Like, he knows. He should know. He's down to 2 Vikings. Uh-oh. As he moves out with his drop, MasTeR moves in. Here we have only half the army. Only half. And MasTeR just collapses in. Hunts down the Vikings and the Medivacs. INexorable trying to come in from behind. Colossus are exposed. True. Gets one. Not even. GG gets called as INexorable's out of position, and MasTeR takes game number 2, taking a 2-0 lead in the series. GG. Whew. GG, well played. Again, the defensive position, the defensive setup was quite weak there for INexorable. I mean, he lost his tanks earlier, but he didn't have any Sim City, no Widow Mines, no defensive setup here back at home. INexorable, he was hoping that he could thrive on his map control, to be hyper aggressive and to rotate and to maintain that, but he did eventually lose that map control. Likewise, we had a crazy decision there from INexorable to land the Vikings, to land 13 Vikings and to lose 11 of them. 11 Vikings were killed in the process, and the problem there was that you should not land your Vikings unless you're going for a kill move, right? Unless the plan is to win the fight and then counterattack immediately and try to end the game, right? And do crippling damage. Like that's the scenario, the one scenario where you would land your Vikings. There it felt like he was a little bit overexcited and overeager to try to surround the army, but the army slipped away, and then it just wasn't worth it because there's still 3 Colossus up and running. They just overwhelmed. They just overwhelmed from there. GG, well played. With that, MasTeR does take a 2-0 lead in the series, and he needs one more game to claim this best of 5. Meanwhile, the pressure's on INexorable to try to recover, to try to bounce back, to bring us to an extended series. Let's go. This morning, in the bottom right-hand corner of Ruby Rock, we have the Brazilian Terran player. We have the blue Terran representing Insane Master Killers. It is INexorable. And spawning in the top left-hand corner, we have his opponents. We have the Brazilian Protoss player, the red Protoss representing Team Hellfire. It is MasTeR. Here we go. Whew, we're down to game number 3 here, and again the pressure is on INexorable, and again he's had some nice moments, he's had some nice moves throughout game 1 and game 2, but again just some key missteps here. In game 1 it was INexorable misrallying 4 Liberators into the army and losing all 4 Libs for free, and that triggered the counterattack. Here it was similar. It was INexorable landing his Vikings. I say similar, it was INexorable making the cognitive decision to land those Vikings, to lose them all, to lose that air control, and then to be overwhelmed by the Colossus army. So we gotta calm down, Pappy, calm down. As it did happen in game 1 as well, where INexorable, who was very quick to land those Vikings, very quick to try to like catch the army. So here we go. As for the first time this series, double gas opener, faster factory, this time a much more aggressive start out of our Terran. Meanwhile, MasTeR building up back at home, standard opener, just going for his own gate, expand into Cybercore. So standard play out of MasTeR. Meanwhile, INexorable, he's being more aggressive, more tech heavy. From here, he can go into Reaper Hellion, early Cyclone, early Banshee play, early tank drop. Show us what you got. Players are opening up. From here, Jesus, a very delayed expansion. So a standard double gas opener is racks into factory into CC. This was a starport before command center, so hyper aggressive build here by INexorable. With the much faster starports, I would imagine this leads into either tech lab into Banshee play or early drop play. Without any additional Hellions though, I'm leaning more towards tech lab, which to me feels like we could have gotten like a fast. No, okay, still going for the medevac. What are we dropping? Okay, it's a bit of a kitchen sink here. We're gonna have Marines, Hellions, and Widow Mines. This is gonna be quite committed, and this needs to get damage done. Oh, and the hallucination will scout. We'll confirm that we already have the starport. Starport's complete. Everything's in production. Also confirms the CC is late. So MasTeR sees all. And already setting up his wall. Hellion's going to be thrown away. Hellion might get one. Not even. Hellion goes down. There's a medevac drop. Six Marines and a Winter Mine. MasTeR, the hallucination, did actually spot the medevac moving out, so he knows. He's aware there's a drop coming. Ooh, and he can punish. It's Marine. Picks up a Marine, baits out the mine shots. Ooh. Forcing the pickup. And behind this, INexorable going for the initial drop play into Cloak Banshee. So again, now we can see like we're making further use of the fast starports and the fast gas. So going to Cloak Banshee and tank production. Oh. Has a pile on this knife. A delaying blink. Okay. Nice delay. Delays blink. MasTeR claiming he's on third. Time to drop into the main. And I believe due to that Widowmine hunting down the Phoenix there is no scout. Yeah, there's no scouts. But the Banshee is spotted. Observers in position. Detection is available. MasTeR did play it safe. I mean, every game has gone 3-gate blink. Oof. No, the Banshee does not get away. It doesn't get out of there. Yeah, likewise, one probe. One. Yeah, one probe goes down for the drop of Marines. Again, not quite worth it. Remember, INexorable, his economy is weaker than it otherwise normally would be because he went for a late expansion. He went for a very fast starport, and so far it's not been worth it. Yo, where are we headed? What's going... That starport should not be on a mission like this. the starport still has value, Pappy. No! It still has value. Where are we going? Okay, there we go. It's racing back. Yeah, it was a mistake to rally it across the map, just a misrally. It's racing back home. That means we have no medevac production. No medevacs. Losing one, losing two tanks. Ay. One tank barely does get away. I spoke too soon. Blinks in. Takes down the tank. And INexorable, he'll lose everything. He'll lose everything here. Losing the entire army back at home. There's not really much left standing. The starport, we still got to find a place for it to land. Not like this. MasTeR blinks in. Winks in, catching a Banshee. And from here into what he's contained, he's lost everything. He's lost all the momentum across them that he would have to push across the map. He's stuck here at home. He does throw down 2 more Axes, 2 base all in. So 2 base all in by INexorable. This had potential. Imagine this with 5 tanks, right? We already have 2. A third, what would have been a 5th tank would be on the way. Now going for a late CC. It'd be 5 tanks with stim, combat shields. You pull the boys, you commit across the map, but INexorable, he's just lost so much already. And now MasTeR just has to contain and build up into Colossus. Already has one. He does have the one. MasTer's being hyper defensive. Building on more tanks. Nice catching the Observer. INexorable does try to break out. Does pull a couple of boys. Okay. Long distance mining. Now, there are some opportunities here for INexorable when it comes to drop play, right? He can get across the map, he can get into a mineral line, he can potentially deny the 4th base. There are some options here, there's potential, but he is heavily reliant on MasTeR making mistakes. He is reliant. As MasTeR's building up a death bull of an army. Getting a 3rd Colossus. As MasTeR's about to max out, and once he does, then he can start pushing. As he's building up into another Colossus. Now, because of the early game and because of the lack of starport had to float back. The starport has been in the air for so long this game. But as a result of that, we only have 2 medevacs. There's no Vikings, right? The Viking count is in existence due to the, due to the lack of economy, but also due to all the losses. Army does rush in. Pushing up this ramp is going to be difficult. Okay, MasTeR rotates. MasTeR gets up the ramp. Getting to the first tank. Takes down 1. And there's still 5 tanks behind this. Yeah, sentries, they move in. That's a lot of sentries. Gonna be shut down. Yeah, a bit of an awkward army here from MasTeR, and he does throw away a bunch of supply. Nice defense here from INexorable. Takes down 16 zealots. So INexorable does hold. Does defend. And MasTeR forced the tech up. This tech is late. I'm referring to, and even the production as well, 2nd Robo, Temple Archives. Taking up from here. Yo, Paquito in the chat. Papi, yeah. Paquito. I saw you played in the CranKy Cup Latam tournament. I saw it. I'll cast that soon. One of these days. Next week. I'll cast the replays. Paquito. As MasTeR again, he's remaxed. He's remaxed here, and now working on Storm, now working on Disruptors. You could, I was gonna say you could argue he has too many pros. Nah, it's fine. 85 workers. But again, because we're just so tank heavy here, he cannot push in. As INexorable is building up more tanks. Again, just being very turtle heavy. Sensor towers, missile turrets, more CCs. And we'll see how MasTeR trades. As MasTeR's moving in with everything. Ideally, he wants to try to pick up some of these tanks. Blinks in. Yeah, blinks in. Zealots they trickle on 4. They get onto 1, 2, 3 tanks will go down. Yeah, let's catch 3. 3 tanks and a Viking. Yeah, 3 tanks, a Viking, 2 medevacs as well, so nice pickups here from MasTeR. Trading mainly Zealots. MasTeR does rotate. Yeah, rotates over. Once again, Storm on the Vikings. This time tanks are out of range. Yeah, no tanks in position. He dominates the 4th base. And his orbital just cannot expand. Zealot run by hit towards the 3rd. Thankfully does a move into buildings. And INexorable, he's slowly building up that army. He's kind of getting there. 3-3s on the way that will help. Ghost Academy's done. No ghosts yet, but he has potential to build up into that. Meanwhile, MasTeR just takes every base. Every base on the map. Mass expanding. And MasTeR, he might not break this position, but he doesn't need to be honest. Doesn't need to. Oof. Brutal Nova. Mass Storming here on the Vikings. Getting one. As this time we're in a weak position. Yeah, INexorable is going to be broken. All the tanks are going down. He happened to be moving out with his drop, so INexorable, he was fighting with half his army. There was an opening. The storm zone's away. Yeah, just an unfortunate drop timing there for INexorable, so the army does break into the natural. The storms are crazy. Oh my god. Takes so many storms to the face. Does force a recall in the end, and INexorable, he will hold, he will defend, but I mean, look at that supply. This time it's not lying, Pat. It's not lying to you. MasTeR is already rebuilt, he's remaxed. Tanks are exposed. Gets one. 2 tanks left. And GG gets scored. GG, well played, MasTeR. He will claim the series, he will overwhelm. They will take the series 3-0, becoming this week's Code for Giants Cup champion. GG. Whew. GG, well played. Congratulations here to MasTeR. Again, MasTeR having a very strong start to game number 3, catching out all those tanks, catching out the initial push here from INexorable was brutal, and it did kind of everything just kind of snowball out of control from there. When it comes to yeah, game, sorry, that was I was still thinking about Tourmaline actually. That was the tank count, the tank push that got caught out. But coming into Ruby Rock here, we were able to see MasTeR gain that early map control, shut down the army as well. We had some really awkward play early on, winding it back. INexorable fell behind in the early game due to the early 1-1-1 into Woodmine drop and Banshee, and if you remember, the Banshee didn't get any damage, right? The Banshee did not get any damage done. The drop play was ineffective, and we even saw a bit of mismanagement of the production with the starport floating, right? It was floating back and forth and back again. It meant that when eventually the army came, there were only 2 medevacs, there were no Vikings, very little support, some minimal economy as well. Like, it was just a really shaky early game here in game 3 for INexorable. And I would say that MasTeR had the easiest time here in game 3. Game 1 and game 2 were a lot closer. They were a lot closer, and I could see this game going to game 4 and going to the ace match if we were able to tighten a little bit up in those first 2 games. Specifically referring to INexorable rallying his liberators into the army, and also committing to that tank fight early on as well, where he did misjudge the strength of his army as well. Like, there were 2 big moments where he kind of lost momentum and lost his lead, where he didn't necessarily have to have happened, of course, and we could have seen like a more of a back and forth, at least in the first 2 games. But GG, well played with that. Congratulations here to MasTeR, as he does claim the series and is going to be our champion again. MasTeR, he's the best Protoss player in all of Brazil, and arguably the best in all of Latin America. Mute has something to say about that, of course, as I would say that Mute is slightly above at the moment, slightly above MasTeR. But GG, well played. Congratulations to our top players here. Shout out to Eric. He went down in the semifinals, if you recall. He was again being very experimental with his play. That's what I will say. He was being very, very experimental, and we did see that he was trying to go into meter play, and he was punished every time. Just to re-emphasize, when it comes to the build that Eric was going for, it does work, but only if his opponent doesn't scout and if his opponent is playing standard. We saw that MasTeR, he was being hyper aggressive in both games, and he did scout in game 2 as well. But GG, well played. With that does wrap up for the most part our broadcast here for the day. There is something else that we do have ahead of us though, something a little bit different, something special. We do actually have a redeemed replay cast from a regular in the chat. I don't really know what I'm gonna get into, but I am aware that this supporter, this regular in the chat, doesn't really play much StarCraft and has taken a big break from the game, but recently dipped into the ladder. Oh boy, and I don't really know what to expect. Let's go. Let us go. Hold on, I need a setup for it. Here we go. Un momento. Before we wrap up, we have one game. We have one game redeemed in the chat. For those that are unaware, in our Twitch chat, we do have some points you can redeem, and you can redeem a replay cast. Un momento. There we go. There we go. So you can redeem a replay cast in the chat. I think it's 10,000 channel points, 10,000 points. And there was a point redeemed, or there was a replay redeemed a couple of days ago.